As the man cave nears completion, I wanted to start doing more videos, more pinball-based videos, because basically the man cave is taking up less and less of my time. Got more time to give to pinball, really, and particularly to pinball videos. So it's going to allow me to do a lot of the projects which have been on the back burner for quite some time, and some of the things I wanted to do on this channel. But I wanted also to do a new series, which will be what I'm doing now, which is basically a pinball vlog. Me talking to you about things that are going on, well, not just with the channel, but things that are going on in my pinball world, things that I might have bought, different manufacturers I'm using, any new games that might have come in, how I'm enjoying it, high scores, just basically to get some information out to you guys in a way that I might not be able to do in a chinwag. And a chinwag by its very nature is a conversation between more than one person. Don't get me wrong, they're carrying on. We're going to get, I think Alan is up next, Alan Budd, and we're going to continue to get people on the chinwag, but just by its very nature. But there will come a point where we've spoken to everybody, and then we'll start working through again. So if you are interested in coming on, please do let me know. My point is it's hard to upload that every week. So I just wanted to talk to you about a few things that I'm doing with the channel. Basically, there's quite a lot happening. Now, first of all, you'll see this wall up here, which you may well see. So this is the man cave extension. We'll do a tour once it's fully finished, but it's nearly done. It's 95% done. So I had this bit of sheet steel cut, this galvanised sheet steel, and this is going to be for a series that I've been promising for quite some time, which is going to be my top 50 pinball machines with one rule, and the rule is that they have to have lived in this house. So I might have borrowed them, I might have bought them, and you'd probably think, well, 50, that's quite a high number. Well, since 2018, or was it 2019, I've actually had 31 pinball machines have gone through the revolving door that says, so I think as long as I carry on doing this channel, which I certainly intend doing, then I think 50 is realistic. The point of, obviously, having the rule that they have to have lived here, I think it's important that you appraise something by giving it a good go and trying to learn the rules and having quite a few games in an environment where you can chuck a few hours at it. I think it would be unfair to compare a game that you've had in your house to something you've played once on location. So you get what I'm saying. That's the reason for it. It will very much be my list, by the way. And I'm not going to be following the criteria of the Pinside Top 100 or anything like that. How fun it is, what the shots are like, how engaging it is. There's going to be a lot of things that feed into it. That extra, has it got that one more game appeal? How much I've enjoyed it. It's very much going to be my list, and it's going to be up there. But to give it some balance, on each game I do, I'm going to invite somebody else to give me, even if it's just an audio clip, if you don't fancy being on camera, just something where somebody else. So, for instance, Stranger Things. I think it's no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of Stranger Things, but I think it's important we do get somebody to speak on that. So, for instance, with that one, I've already asked Scott and I've asked Andy just to give me their thoughts on Stranger Things, so that they can say to me, look, mate, I think you're wrong with this. This is why Stranger Things is a great game, at the same time as I'm saying I don't like X, Y, and Z about it. I don't want to go into any more Stranger Things on this particular, because it will have its own video. I don't want to go into it there. But the idea is I review a game, we speak about it, I tell you what I like and what I don't like about it. And I've got these little magnetic labels. It's just like Top Gear. So if we can pull the lid off the pen, we write, so I'm just writing now, we write the name of the pinball machine on the magnetic strip. Hopefully you can see that. And then we walk over to the board. And, I mean, there'll be a point where I zoom in and we do all this, and the name goes on the board. Don't pay any attention. I don't know how well you can see that. But at the moment, you have Medieval Madness, Fishtails, and then a load of question marks. It means nothing. Don't assume that Medieval Madness is above Fishtails. It's not officially started yet. So that's something I'm really looking forward to doing. Now, yesterday, Steve came over. Now, if you're on our Facebook group, if you're on the Flipperama Facebook group, or just any Facebook group, it's Steve New. If you are on Pinball Info, then he's called London Base. Steve is called London Base. Now, he popped over yesterday because he messaged me and said that he really wanted to play Aerosmith. He said, now, Aerosmith is a lot rarer than I thought it was. Since getting it, I've realised there's not that many of them in the country. So Steve messaged, said, I'd really love to play Aerosmith. Can I pop over? He popped over. First time I met him. And we had a really good afternoon of pinball. We played lots of Aerosmith, and we played lots of Batman. Now, he said to me, he said, I've got an idea, a video idea for you. He said, choose one game that's a keeper. He said, and every time somebody comes over, get them to play it and play one game on it. No warm-up, no nothing. They play one game on it and you keep their score. And basically you have a leaderboard. So I thought that's a really, really good idea. We haven't quite settled on it quite yet. I'm not sure whether it'll be Batman or it'll be Deadpool. And because the cave's not quite finished yet, I haven't got all the games set up. But it's something I thought that's a really, really good idea. And I think after a while, after people come around, it'd be really interesting to see. And we'd do whatever. It won't be a massive prize. We'd sort out a T-shirt or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so that's quite exciting. Looking to do that. I dropped Godzilla down to Spencer, which you may well know. So he's working on doing some bits and pieces. Now, we've got some bits from Stumbler, from Davey, which we're going to put on there. And we're going to create a video around that. But also we're going to do some more sort of generic videos that when we really want to take a close look and do. Because we love Davey and we love Stumbler. We love everything about that. So we want to give that the full razzmatazz and the full treatment. But there's lots of other things that we're going to be doing there. So, for instance, I had some of these delivered, which are a Pinmonk. I don't know if you can see that. Pinmonk fans. They send you a nice key ring, actually, which I thought was quite a nice touch. Got a couple of fans, and I got some spacers which you put on the bolts, on the leg bolts, different colours. So I've given him one of those fans to put into Godzilla. I'm going to put one into Aerosmith. So that's going to be another little video, just sort of installing a fan. The ones that are in Sterns already, as you probably know, are really bloody noisy. Horrendous things, actually. And actually, it's one of the reasons on videos I don't have the machines turned on in the background, is because I do know at some point that bloody fan is going to cut in and it'll sort of muck around with the sound in here. Without being funny, well, you'll see when I do the tour, there's a lot of soundproofing in here. There's a lot of acoustic foam, and I see last thing you do, you spend all this time trying to sound insulate and get as good a sound as you can on your videos, and then you've got this in the background. It ain't too good. So yes, I've actually already got one in Batman. Maybe there's one in. I think there might be one in Deadpool. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm going to see how that goes. While I'm talking about fans, don't confuse the this particular fan. What do they call it? It's a Spike Power Supply plug and play quiet fan kit. So that's different. A plug and play quiet fan kit. That's not the same as the fans that cool your flippers. Now, here's as I understand it. When you play a game for a long time, the flipper coils heat up, and after a while they lose some power. So you're not getting the same punch that you can when they're not hot. I think the one that it was most noticeable on, that I've been told, is on Avengers Infinity Quest, which after you play it for a little while, it heats up, and there's a very steep ramp on there, isn't there? It might be, it's not Captain America, it might be the Black Widow ramp. I might be wrong. The steep one that's right in the middle. Anyway, whichever one it is. And you know, it can lose so much power, it just sort of almost doesn't make it all the way up, and it comes back down. So the idea is that there is a fan that's produced by somebody that, I don't want to say who it is because I'm not entirely sure, but it blows cold air on the coils, I think is the premise, keeps the temperature down, and at that point it manages to regulate the power of the flippers. Basically, each shot you hit should be even. Now, at the moment, Wayne Johns I think he's making some prototypes at the moment to better that, to improve on that, to basically blow a more cold air at the flipper course. I think he wants to make it like the Arctic Circle there. You know, it's gonna be like Antarctica underneath the playfield, basically. So he's basically improving on what somebody has done so far. So Wayne's been in touch. We're gonna have a look at those when they come out as well, which should be really good. And if you're doing anything like that as well, I want to be very much involved with this. So, you know, if you've got any information or any news you want to get out, then feel free, get in contact. We'd certainly use this channel in the UK, certainly for your own purposes, and to get out any information you want. At the moment, I don't want to say too much. I don't know how much of it is secret and how much isn't, but somebody is working on a mod for a... actually, I don't want to say too much, but it's a mod for... for a game that I very much like. So, and I've seen sort of like the prototype, so that should be coming into fruition soon. On Batman recently, I told you it's be a right mishmash of a show, but let's just chat about pinball. I did my first ever Flipper rebuild. I was really, really pleased. I've got another Flipper rebuild kit, which I'm going to do on Deadpool, which I thought was... I was really pleased. I thought it was going to be harder than it was, the Flipper rebuild. It wasn't. And when I did it, I was really surprised how much more powerful the shots were, and almost they were too powerful. And actually, I remember speaking to Matt. I phoned up Matt and and told him, and he said, "Don't worry." He said they'll calm down. And actually, Matt, you know what? They have calmed down. But that's not the only thing I've been buying, and nor are the Pinmonk fans with the free keyring. I'm pretty pleased with the free keyring. It has to be said. I like that. It's a little cool. He's like a ninja monk, right? That's what he is. Okay, so let me tell you what else I've been doing. So at the moment, I am getting a load of armour together, and it is not easy to get this stuff. And for the reason being is you may well be familiar with my Deadpool, which has got all the airbrushing done. Maybe you saw the Jurassic Park, which had all the airbrushing done, which now Tony has that. I also did Elvira, that got airbrushed, and at the moment Batman is being airbrushed as well. And obviously the difference between airbrushing and powder coating is the airbrushing has the artwork on it. There's some detail, there's some painting. It all gets quite creative. So a little while ago, when I thought I was initially getting a Godzilla, I spoke to Marco in Germany, who did the artwork for Jurassic Park. He did the artwork for Elvira and Deadpool. And I said to him, "Have you got any designs for Godzilla yet?" And he said, "No." He said, He said, "Have you got any idea?" I said, "Yes, I do." So I sent him a design. I said, "Can we make it almost like out of sheet steel with the cold press rivets on it? Basically like a suspension bridge is built." What I wanted to do is I wanted the armour to look like the style of Mecha Godzilla. So I sent him over that design, ordered one. In the end, I didn't take the initial run of Godzilla. So he went ahead and did that design anyway, and he made it, and I think it does look really, really nice, that particular design. However, it's not quite enough for me, because I like mine to be a little bit leery. There's not much, there's not very subtle, and there's nothing subtle about a pinball machine. Look at the size of the things, they're flashing lights and the rest of it. I like mine to be quite leery, but in keeping with the theme. So what I wanted to do is keep that sheet steel look, but also add a little bit to it. So I want to have Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla on it. I want the fire breathing down the side, and lots of other things that I want done on it. The problem is the armour. Now, if you look at this here, this is a standard bit of armour that you will get with any pro or premium machine. So if you can see at the moment, maybe you could just see just behind me there, you can see this Aerosmith. That's got a lovely bit of armour. Can you see how that comes down? A little bit there, and it's got the cutouts on it saying Aerosmith, but most of them come like this. Now, the trouble is, if you want an artist to do some airbrush work for you, that's not much canvas for them. There's not a lot that they can express themselves with. So, what I need to do is get all the armour together. Well, you just can't get this stuff from one place. You've got to hunt it down. You've got to search for it. So, I've actually ordered myself. I've got, 2 new coin doors. Now, the coin door design has changed. It's not at this design anymore, so Godzilla's not got this. Actually, I think the coin slot and the coin reject flap, or whatever you call it, are moved more to this side, and this is more of a square. I actually quite like these ones. So I've got 2 of these from Pinball Heaven, which were, I've got to be honest, significantly cheaper than anybody else was doing them for. And I sort of lucked in a little bit because it's got these buttons on it, which are really cool, because I'm going to steal those buttons. I'm sorry, there's not much light on that at the moment, is there? I'm looking on there. Because the buttons on my Godzilla are crap and don't work, so I'm going to get those swapped over, or at least give them Spencer to swap them over. So I've got those from Pinball Heaven. They've come. I might share with you a few of the designs actually on this video of what Godzilla's going to look like, but that's only half the problem, half the thing. What I also needed was the side rails. And I also needed the lock. Where's the lock bar? These things are hard to get, right? The lock bar with a button, again, really, really hard to get. So I needed one of those. See, the trouble is, when I send stuff off, send my armour to get done, I can't play the machine because I've got to take the armour off. So what I need is a spare set of sort of armour that basically goes on whatever's being done up at that particular time. So that's what I've done. And I've also ordered, I'm just trying to look for all the stuff here. And I've got this stuff. This wasn't easy to get. So this has come from Retro Arcade Specialists. And he sent me some sweets. That's Dave. Very nice. Love hearts. Are they the violets? And there's some chewy sweet there. It goes a long. I keep making a sweet. Goes a long way. So there you go. Let's just give these guys a little plug as well. What he's managed to source for me, he's not sent me any sauce. Are these? Look the same as the other, but you get to the end. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. You get the canvas there, which is really good. So he's sorted me out a set of those. He's got me some legs, some stern legs, and the speaker panel. So he's gone and got me all the stuff, which was really good. So thanks for that, Dave. So I put that together with my coin doors, which I got from Phil at Pinball Heaven. I've basically got a complete set of armour, which is really good. Now, I'm actually doing something else at the moment. I'm actually getting, with the help of Ant, we're getting some of our own armour manufactured, basically. And we're actually having it built. And we're actually having the plans made at the moment. So we'll get something like this, but possibly even bigger. So maybe even it comes down from there, and the thickness of this, which is basically 40 mil from the top there to the bottom, we're going to bring that down slightly. So just, again, there's more canvas. We're going to have them done for Stearns. We're going to have them done for Bally Williams. So that's all part of the plan. There's quite a lot going on, as you can see. So that's that. What else have I got to share with you? Balls. Let's talk about balls. The whole point is that this area that's just in here, which wasn't there before, this was the door, the man cave ended there. This is going to be the filming area, which is going to allow me to do a lot of stuff that I was looking to do in there. So there's been a few videos. So we've got some head-to-head videos. Myself and Spencer will do. We've just done the fishtails video, which we'll release soon. That was a lot of good fun to do. But also wanted to do some sort of like experimental videos as well. How strong is pinball glass? Basically, I wanted to smash a load. I've seen Andy do it once. Wanted to basically keep whacking a load of pinball glass with pinballs until it's smashed, which I thought would be a mildly interesting one. Something we've been promising for a long time, but I haven't had the filming area to do it. Is balls, as I said. I want to know which pinballs are the best. So, what I've got, it's not this camera I'm filming with now. I've got a camera with a macro lens, basically, where I can really zoom in and you can really look at things in really fine detail. And when you do that, not quite a microscope, but a good macro lens, you can really see the imperfections on a ball. And you can really see how much these balls are scratched up and, in turn, see what damage they'll do to your playfield. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the standard balls that you get when you buy a Stern pinball machine. I'll tell you now, spoiler now, don't put them in your game. Don't even remove them from the packet. I've got so many packs here. They do not get opened. I mean, case in point, unopened, right? They do not get opened. I've got loads of packs of them. In fact, funny enough, I'll tell you this now, I'm collecting. They go in there. I'm actually collecting a load of old balls. I'm going to, what you can't see now, what this is on, that countertop, it's basically going to be pinball. I'm going to cast pinballs in resin. Why not? Anyway, so I'm trying to gather together as many as I can. So, first of all, we've got these ones, Silverjet. Now, I think I got these, again, I'm reluctant to say it too much. I think I got these from Pinball Shop NL. Really good pinball, so we're going to be testing these. And which is a good shop, good place to buy from, by the way. Nothing wrong with them at all. They come in packs of 5, which is it's a bit tedious because they're sort of not even including delivery charges, by the way. There's like 25 quid a pack. So you have to buy 2 packs. You end up spending £50 on what is a disposable item, which I think is a little bit, I don't know. But anyway, they're very good. They're very good. I don't know. It's not like I'm keeping the final results from you and trying to be secretive about it. I don't know what the final results are. I'm just telling you these are better than the Stern ones. So I think you get what you pay for. But what is basically a £25 pack of 5 balls better than a £10 pack of balls or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to test those. So if there are any others, again, if there are any others you can think of, let me know. So it's not just those. I've got these ones, which are... These ones actually came with a pouch. I don't know what it is. Multi-ball. Multi-ball originals. Pinsound. How many's in the pack there? 2, 4, 6. There's actually 8 in that pack. There you go. So they come with a little pouch, actually. So they're pretty cool. So we're going to test those. So again, these things are not open. I'm going to keep them there. So I want to be as honest as I can. I've got no dog in the race in this one. I want to find out what the best pinballs are as much as anybody else. I got these, which, I mean, there's only a few left on here. These ones are ninjas. Baron from I don't know. I need to check it out. But I actually got these from I got these ages ago, and they're not opened yet, from Pinball Bazaar. I think they're not. I don't know. I think they're not operating. I don't know. I just don't think they're in business anymore. I honestly don't know. So I mean, but these I think are the 3 premier brands that I can think of. So I'm still going, even though you maybe can't get these ninjas in the UK. I think they're the same company. I might be wrong. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff in the comment section. So I think the Polaris are the ones you want if you've got a game with a magnet in it, and the Ninja ones if you don't have a magnet. But I think they might be the same company. So I think you're more or less going to be the same finish. So I'm not sure I need to test the Polaris. I might be wrong. Let me know if I do. If there are any other sort of premium makes, let me know and I'll chuck them in, and we're gonna basically look for all of them. The other thing I was really wanting to do was test rubbers, basically flipper rubbers, slingshot rubbers, that sort of thing. What's the difference between a Titan and a Super Band, stuff like that? So what I was looking to do was make a rig up and then drop a ball from a set height onto and see which one has more bounce. Now, the thing is with that, I don't think that necessarily makes it good or bad. I remember when I had some Super Bands once before I had the Titans, and I found that the Super Bands had a little less bounce on them, which I quite liked. I quite liked that. I thought Titans had a little bit too much bounce, but found the Titans had a little bit more grip on them, so you got a bit more purchase on your shot. So I just want to set up, I just want to do a few bits of scientific experiment on it, find out what they're doing. Before that happens, though, I need to buy myself a slow-mo camera, and they ain't cheap. So it's, you know what it's like. You get a little bit of money. To be fair, it goes on pinball stuff rather than a slow-mo camera. So will that happen? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, it's something that that I want to do. I think that's really about it. Yeah, lots going on. Really enjoying Aerosmith. Really good, Aerosmith is. Far better than I ever thought it would be. Simple. I was explaining this actually the other day. We were talking about Aerosmith and we were talking about Elvira. And Elvira has easy... This is my thoughts on it anyway. Elvira has easy shots. The ramps are easy to hit. The house is haunted house easy to hit. Elvira has easy shots, but the rules and the code make it difficult. That has hard shots, but an easy code. So I guess it's just sort of what you like. And I like both games, by the way. Elvira is obviously, one of my favourites. So with the code and with the rules, I can see the end. But the thing is with that, can I hit the shots to get to the end, without sort of losing the ball? Because it can be a bit of a brutal game. But I'm really, really enjoying it. And as I say, when Steve came over yesterday, I think he thoroughly enjoyed that game as well. We played it for hours. But I wonder, I should have asked him. I'd be interested to know, Steve, what did you prefer, Aerosmith or Batman? Both bloody good games, to be honest with you. One thing I do know is Batman is definitely a keeper, but that's not going to be like Iron Maiden. That's staying around for a while, that one, so I really, really do enjoy it. And the kids love it. The toy box, and particularly when it tips all 6 balls out for multi-ball, if you're gambling, you can take a 3-ball multi-ball. You say, do you want to take 3-ball multi-ball now, or do you want to gamble? You say, no, I'll gamble. When you get to the next one, you lock a 4th ball into the toy box. They'll ask you again, do you want to gamble? So you can actually gamble up to 6-ball multi-ball. It's really good. It's actually quite addictive. It's, I guess, a simple little little trick in pinball rules terms, and not anything particularly innovative, but it's addictive, that gambling aspect. Maybe I just like gambling. There you go. I don't, by the way. Anyway, that's it, really. That's sort of what's going on in the pinball world. I found an old stick. It's a bit creased and everything now. Seen that? Found that. So yeah, there you go. I can't promise where the next one of these videos will be, but as I have more information and more news and more things going on, maybe when I've fitted some armour or when I've done another flipper rebuild and I've got some more news on some stuff, and when I've ordered a load more stuff, which I will be absolutely doing, ordering a load more stuff, because I just seem to constantly order stuff. Excuse me. Unprofessional, really, isn't it? Then I will certainly be uploading another video. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will catch up with you next time.